I know I look a bit more different now with my hat. No. It's a while, so we won't be live long for tonight. I think what we do from now on is every second day we will live stream. So basically, like yesterday, I wasn't live. I planned to be live, but I didn't get around to it. So something's happened, and you know yourself. You know things come up, and you don't have the time to live stream. But hopefully, going forward, maybe it might be every 2 days, possibly. It might be every 3 days. We'll see how we go. I hope to be live this Friday, hopefully. But not likely Wednesday now, tomorrow. Because obviously tomorrow it's going to be a busy day now. I have a good few schedules for Wednesday. And probably Thursday have a good bit to do too. When I get home, basically, that's one thing. So, and then obviously coming into the summer, it's going to be very, I won't be back and do all hours in the night, that's put it that way. Because sometimes even during the summer, it was 11 o'clock, it was 12 o'clock at night when I was back during the summer. After coming back from work, obviously going out and do 20 times, because obviously it's brighter more and you can do more. So give or take, we'll come to that bridge when it comes to when the weather gets, when the evenings get more brighter, then we'll be bussing. I'd be bussing, because I could do more. Basically, night time too. You could do certain things, but you can't do everything, unfortunately. Even though you have powerful lights and stuff like that, it's better to do a daylight. You never know what vampires you could meet or whatever. So yeah, what did I have this book out for now? I need to just read. I probably had it out for weeds, but there's nothing important. I can't remember what I had it out for. I had it out earlier while I left it there. But look, I don't think it's important. If it was important, I think I would have remembered. I need to charge my phone too, so I'll do that now in a second. I have to get a new battery this year for my phone. My battery goes down so quickly, even though I don't use it much. During the day, I don't use it that much. I use it about probably 5 times today, throughout the day. And that's about it. Don't get much of that. Like, I don't be constantly looking into my phone. I was half the day on the road, and you don't be looking at it. Like, you look every once in a while, like once in the blue moon, but you don't be looking at it all the time. Like I say, it was about 5 or 6 times today I looked at it through the whole day, until I got home this evening. But I suppose it's a good thing, Give me 2 seconds. I was just looking through the Twitter just to make sure it's nothing I'm missing. I still have a fuck lot of stuff to talk about on videos and stuff like that. No, not that now. No, I think it's, I don't know, I think it's just old, the phone, to be totally honest with you. I think it's just got too old. So I think that's just the problem with it. This is just, after a time the battery does wear out. It was the same my old phone too. It wears out. It does wear out, even my mother's phone too. She has it about 4 years of battery. She got a new one there at Christmas. She had it for 4 years before that, so it's going into 5 years now. She has it. And she doesn't use the internet or anything on her phone or anything like that, but the battery's just gone. Because again, you can't constantly have it on during the night and stuff like that. So eventually the battery will go. It's the same with everything. The battery always goes. It's a Galaxy A10. That's what it is. It's not one modern phone, but it's decent enough. Again, I just get it to make phone calls. But I'll be getting a new battery for it, and I'll probably get a new phone at some point in the future. But I'm happy enough. It's just the hassle of setting up everything on other phones and stuff like that. It's just the hassle of it. Because I have too many apps and I have stuff to keep in messages, and it's a bit of a nuisance. Even though we'll keep the same number and stuff like that, it's just a bit of a nuisance having to log on to all the apps and sort out everything. Yeah, exactly. Nothing lasts forever. Like, eventually things will go, but even like bulbs, like even the light bulb here, take a example. This went about this one there. When was the light bulb of it? It was last summer. Sometime last summer that one went. I think it is. I'm not sure. I think it is, Andrew. Yeah. So that bulb up here for the light bulb, that was changed last summer. So it goes after time. Things go after time. They're not made to last forever. It's the same with everything. Hello, Fiona. How are you? But you know yourself. Things are not made like years ago. Years ago, things were made to last forever, or to last for a long time. Nowadays, things are just made to make money off, basically, because you'll be always changing, the same as everything. But it's the same with everybody's phone. Everybody's phone nearly dies very quickly. Because I know some other people who do different things with the phone. Do selfies and stuff like that or whatever. Videos for Instagram. That's it. Videos for Instagram and selfies and stuff for Instagram and stuff like that. You have an Instagram account and all that, and have the phone constantly out, and the battery keeps dying. Even though I don't be going around all the time, but it's going around like an Instagram post and put me stick and taking pictures and stuff like that. I know a few people who used to go to my school used to do that crack, and the battery always used to die. So it was a lot of stuff I know. And we won't be long tonight, I know, because I have a few things I have to do in the morning before I go to work. So I have to get that out of the way for tonight. So I said I'll go live and for a while tonight, because I definitely will have time tomorrow to go live. Definitely will, because I have a few things after work I have to do. And it'll probably be late enough now. Like, I'm back in since 8 o'clock there, so I had an hour kind of to get something to eat there and all that. But yeah, wait and see. Anyway, I do have my computer on, just to say I didn't put it on, so we do that tomorrow night anyway. We'll be able to put on some music. But I'm not gonna bother logging on tonight. So there's not much point. There's nothing really I have to do tonight on the computer. There's no point. Yeah, I was meant to charge it. Yeah, that's what I was meant to do. I knew I forgot something there. Just charging now and then. Yeah, lovely jubbly. Also, I put up a new video on the BitChute just to say to people. If anybody's interested in it, it's a bit more heavier than the YouTube content, I suppose. That's a word to describe anything. But yeah, have a look at that if you have a chat. It's about 5 minutes or so long. It's not long. It's not as long as the video I put up. Food from Aldi. I don't know much about food from Aldi. I never actually got it. I don't think I ever got food from Aldi, as far as I know. Like, usually the food we get there is from the local shop down here. We don't really get it in the big supermarkets. And if we ever do get food, find that. So I can't relate emoji. What's this? Ooh, what's this? Somebody's looking for, and like, give me a second. So, just give me a second. Somebody's looking for a link to my BitChute. I don't think YouTube likes when you put a link to your BitChute and stuff like that. So that's why I don't do it. In Aldi, as I said, I don't know. But I take your word for it. I take your word. I say it wouldn't be probably the best quality. I say the best thing to go to now if you live near it. I mean, in some parts of the country, maybe not. I know in Ballinar and County Cavan they'd have a nice little fruit, like fresh fruit place. It's in County Cavan. It's like a dedicated shop for fruit and vegetables. What? How's the bar? What's that mean? I don't even know what that means. No, but in Ballinar down in Cavan, it has a fresh fruit place. I don't know what that means. Can you elaborate a bit on what that means? Let me see. This is I should have the link here. Just give me a second. Just doing multitasking here for a second. Where am I here? Sorry, everyone. Just give me a second. Yeah, can you elaborate a bit? Just I kind of don't understand. You're probably using slang or phrase. I'm not with the kids nowadays. With the slang they use. Somebody was talking to me on Twitter the other day, and they were using slang like, TW something like that. TW something, and I don't know. Oh, by the way, W by W. I can't remember what is it, but anyway. It was using like W instead of the way what the fuck instead of what the fuck you like what the fuck it's WTF. You know the way they use that kind of stuff now. And I'm not with the kids and that, so just see it's that link walk. That brings oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, sorry about that, everyone. I just asked for a link. Jesus Christ, one of my things fell. I didn't know what was happening there. Anyway, that's fine, it's only fair. I knew it would probably fall at some stage, it wasn't that well stick to the wall. Yeah, but can you elaborate a bit on, I don't know what it means. I could look it up now, what it means. I'm a bit dyslexic, as you probably know yourself. I'm stupid sometimes. Don't have a brain. My comments are completely gone for some reason now. Why is that? There we are. Have it. It wouldn't come up there for a second. What am I doing? Yeah, I'm going to Twitter for a second. I look now and see what you mean. Oh yeah, sorry, give me a second. I'll read that here. So I'm just waiting for this, I'll read your comment just for 2 seconds. Sorry. A lot of things happening at the moment. See, as soon as I live from everybody's talking to me. Yeah, sorry. I'll read your comment now. Annecy box as well. Eggs and yeah. Very probably probably in the Channel Islands. So I say you're not from Ireland. You're probably from money. From the because I never would have heard of them things. I never heard of such a thing in Ireland. Maybe in some parts of the country might do it, but I never heard of it now. As far as I'm aware, I never heard of it. Yeah, but maybe some places down the country, down in Cork and stuff like that, might do rural places. But to be totally honest, I wouldn't know too much about it. But I understand what you're saying. Yeah, they probably do it in the Channel Islands and stuff like that, a lot smaller places. The Isle of Man probably too. Yeah, the Isle of Man you said too. Yeah, I don't worry about the spelling. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, sorry, I missed something there. Nice concept. Oh yeah, it seems like a nice concept, yeah. But in reality, here, it'd be warped, You couldn't live anything, it's not a new trend about us, but I don't think so. I don't think people want to be too, too into that. And sure, the majority of stuff nowadays, it's the unfortunate reality. Years ago, you could leave your back foot door open and you go away for hours and hours and end, and everything would be the same place you left. And nowadays, if you left your door open for 5 minutes, your whole house would be robbed and everything would be gone. It's the sad reality. So back about a year ago, a woman went and left her door unlocked, and she went down the road to her neighbour's house just to check and see how she was. And she was gone only for half an hour. No, the whole house was gone. Everything was gone, basically. Not the whole house, but everything in it, all the valuables, the television and everything. People, a person came up in the van and took everything, threw in the back of the van, and off he went. It's unfortunate reality. The same with the box. Somebody take the box and everything and go. It's the fortunate reality. Wish it wasn't like that, but there's people out there that just do that. But it's unfortunate. Again, it would be nice to, but it never goes good. It never goes to a good way. Like I even remember. I don't remember. Some place down the country. There was a tiny town scoop down the country, in Galway or something like that. That happened when you were alive. When I was alive. No, this is a year ago. This is back a year ago. And it was down the other side of the county. It's on the other side, so towards Kingscote, down that way. Um, and I know I didn't know the woman, but I heard about it. That she went down the road to her neighbour's house, and that when she went back, her telly was gone, all her stuff was gone. But so basically, the house was ransacked. They took everything, basically. They took everything they could carry, and you know, and that was that. And they never got the stuff. They knew the people that they had an idea who the fan was and all that. The girls had an idea, but they didn't have the proof. If that makes any sense. Uh, because they had the scene because one of the neighbour houses down way down the road had the CCTV and they could see the fan going off. But uh, live, yes, live. Hello, Tony Ghost. But there's things like that happens, unfortunately. Um, there's been cases of people go breaking into people's houses and taking owns of people that were cremated and stuff like that. That's happened. That's far too uncommon. That's far too common nowadays, unfortunately. They can't respect the dead, letting them, the very, very sour individuals if they do that. But yeah, they do that now. It's the same with it happened in Cavan too, down the other side of the country. Down the other side of the county. These are the boxes when you put the money in for the calendars. You light a candle, you put a few cents in, or put €1 or two, whatever. People rob them constantly. They were constantly robbed in churches around Cavan. And the same with the charity boxes, troker boxes and stuff. They're constantly robbed. So that's why they have them in very heavy structures in some churches. Because they take it out of there. So, And that's happened. I've heard of that 3 or 4 times happening in County Cavan. Particularly the candle things. They take it out of they open the bottom of it and take it all out. Whatever's in there, which wouldn't be much. It might be only about €10 possibly. I don't know. Like it depends. The gallows catch them sometimes, but you look at the justice system in this country. It's a joke. There was one person who was up in court. I remember he had 29 convictions for burglary, and so basically it's a joke of a country. He got 2 months. I say. I think he was trying to break into some place and they caught him, and so he got a attempted burglary charge, and he had 29 previous convictions. He was out of prison. I don't know, must have been 20 times or so. He was in prison 20 times for burglary charges, and sure, look at he's out one with the streets again. 2 months, and I think 4 months suspended or something like that. So it's a joke for country, and they're allowed to just go. He's allowed to just go on, and nothing's going to be done about it. And he's well known for burglary. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, it's just the point they're making too. It's not right now. Because especially this fellow wouldn't walk a day in his life. And the people who actually are walking, he robs them of it. It's not very good now. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Oh. Yeah, so. But yeah, sometimes they do get caught in some of that sort of. I remember one time, and this is back a good while ago. Somebody was breaking into somebody's house and they cut their hand off a window and they sued the person for the injury. And I think they won the case. They were breaking in, they cut their hand off the window because they broke the window. And the other way, when you break a window, there's always bits of glass left. And I think he got a cut on his finger and he sued the people who was breaking into the house he was breaking into. And I think the justice system were in favour for him. The person was breaking the window first of all, and then he was climbing in the window. I think that's what happened. That happened a few years ago, not today or yesterday, but it sounds familiar. But it sounds like something that would happen in Clonmel, yeah, which is the real world. Jesus fucking Christ! Sorry, 105 things happen. But no, but that's just the crack that happens, unfortunately. It's a nice concept. They're probably in the Channel Islands, they wouldn't. I don't think they have much there. Like in the Isle of Man, they have the strictest laws in the UK. There's a prison on the Isle of Man, but who? But yourself, the Channel Islands and stuff. I think they just throw you off it. If a person from another country comes down to the Isle of Man, takes up, I think they're just thrown on a boat and told to run away. In which regard? Oh, you mean in Tottenham? Is that what you mean? Tottenham. You're talking about the Premier League? Is that what you're talking? But yeah, no. Usually in the Island of Man, if you cause trouble, say if I went over there now and I caused trouble, I'd be thrown on the boat and sent back to where I came from. They wouldn't have you over there. But yeah, that's to do in the Island of Man. And the Island of Man is very strict. Anyway, if you caused any trouble at all, you'd be thrown off it. I think somebody kicked the can once in the Island of Man. I heard about it, and they got 2 or 3 days in prison for kicking the can. Like the can was on the ground. They kicked the can. And they got in prison for 3 days. So you're a sports fan. I wouldn't be. I used to be a big Chelsea supporter, but I don't really care about the Premier League anymore. But that was supposed to be what happened in the Isle of Man at one stage back in the day. Back in the 90s, I think it was. Somebody kicked the can and got 3 days in prison for kicking a can. But it just goes to show you wouldn't want to do anything serious, so you won't be getting that for the rest of your life. And then probably the same in the Channel Islands. They'll probably just kick you off it. So, oh, they're strict on drugs, yeah. I don't know, but they're strict on everything. They're strict on everything in the Isle of Man. And then the Channel Islands, particularly in the Isle of Man. I'm talking about the Isle of Man more than the Channel Islands. But I say that if you cause any trouble at all, I used to be a Chelsea. I'm not that big of a Chelsea fan. I used to care about the Premier League, but not much now. But yeah, you'd be kicked out, you'd be thrown on the boat and probably set back. But the Island of Man is, I think, it is serious in the Island of Man now. If you do anything wrong, you're in serious trouble. You know. Oh yeah, I used to have a lot of World Cup stick books and all that. I'm not going to take them out. I'll show you some other night. But it takes about 9 billion. It takes a lot now. But yeah, I said no, but in the Channel Islands, I know the Island of Man means enough. It would be very serious now. I wouldn't want the mess in the Island of Man anyway. I say if you looked at somebody the wrong way in the Island of Man, you'd be thrown on the boat and sent home. Or you'd be imprisoned. As I say, somebody kicked the can and they got sent to prison. No, I have Premier League stick books, what they had back in the day. Yeah, the Island of Man motorways and stuff is usually on the Island of Man, yes. You know, they would send you back in the first place. They wouldn't be having much mess. And I know there's a prison in recent times there's a prison. But they have strict now penalties now. I wouldn't want to mess with it. The TT races, yes, exactly. Big, huge motorbikes, yeah. In the Isle of Man's a nice place. I've seen pictures of the Isle of Man. It's a nice place to go. But it'd probably be very expensive, in the Isle of Man and stuff like that. The Isle of Man nearly has 100,000 people, doesn't it? The Isle of Man. The Channel Islands has less because the Channel Islands are lots more. Guernsey and St. Helens, isn't it? Guernsey and Jersey too. The Island of Man will be a lot bigger. Yeah, some big celebrity. I remember back in the day, some big celebrity bought a house. He fell in love with the Island of Man and bought a big house in the Island of Man, or built a big house in the Island of Man. I can't remember who that was. But I remember somebody saying to me what somebody did. Yeah, it's a nice place to go. Maybe someday it's only across the water, though, from Dublin. Basically, probably just basically just a few, probably less than an hour to go over on a boat to the Island of Man because it's in the middle of the Irish Sea, so it's just across. It's just a stone's throw probably from Dublin. It's very close. But as I say, I would be on your best behaviour if you went over there now. Yeah, I know it's in the Irish Sea, just off the coast of Dublin and in the middle of basically in the middle of Ireland and England. I'm aware of my geography. But where are you from? Are you from the Isle of Man or the Jonesy? Or where? Which country are you from? If you don't mind me, you see. Because I say you're probably from one of the Channel Islands of the Isle of Man. I wouldn't know much about the Channel Islands, I might be honest. I know a bit about the Isle of Man, but I don't know much about Jonesy. I know they were occupied during the Second World War by the Germans, the only British territory to be occupied by the Germans during the Second World War. That's about it. I don't know much else about it. Get on your bike, you know. But sometimes I might go over, you never know. I might, some might. Because again, you probably go over in less than an hour. And you could go over some morning and then spend the day there and go home the evening. Because it said to be ferries going all the time from Ireland over to the Isle of Man and back again. I say so, because again, it's very close, you know. I'm sure they have a ferry going or something. What time are we at? I'm only staying to 10 anyway, so just try keeping the time a good time and keep the other few things going on. But yeah, there was some big celebrity. I don't know what you're talking about. Celebrity. I think it was the Island of Man, whoever it was. I can't remember. It was some big fella that went to the Island of Man and he fell in love with it. And it was big. It was a big enough fella. I can't remember. He's a very famous person. I can't remember the name of it. But I remember hearing the story of it. And he bought a big house. Or he built a big house or something like that. On the Island of Man. They're tax haven, aren't they, too, the Island of Man and Jersey and Guernsey and all that. You don't pay any tax, isn't it? Oh, something like that. Yeah, I remember hearing the story. I remember hearing it, but I can't remember. Fine, yeah, I show you. But these are only half of them, yeah. But just give me a second now. But you have to give me 2 seconds. I just put them here for a second. Hopefully they don't fall on. There's only something out for a second. Give me a second. You happy now? Also, this is probably about 4 or 5,000 year worth of cards and stuff. Just a lot. So we have one in 2014, the Brazil World Cup photo. Oh no, I didn't. I bought these all in the shop. They were about €5 a packet. I never got them on eBay or anything like that. I always bought them in the shop. They were always a bit more expensive in the shop and stuff like that. I'm just careful I don't mix them up. Yeah, but this is the Brazilian. No, I used to like it back in the day. But I don't collect them anymore. But this is the Brazilian World Cup. That's one of the sticker books. I didn't get them all now in it. And then obviously the Western Manili Premier League and stuff like that. Some of the Euros. In 2012, so. Around that time I was very interested. But he has a lot of them. I'm not going to show you all because Oh, I know, but I want to keep them. They're nice to look at now and again. But no, half of them are full. Like a good lot of them are full. But there's some that I'm missing one or two. You know, I'm missing some. But I have a good lot of them. Like I used to be a good few bob. Now I used to spend them. Like these are about €1,000. So well, no, not €1,000. But well into the thousands in it. Like water, because I used to, and this is only half now. Just because I have 3 or 4 boxes of spare ones that were copy ones, right? That I have hundreds of them in the shed. And I mean hundreds. I think there's over 3 or 4,000 of them. Like spare ones that I had before. Like take for example, I just take one for example here. Like I didn't get many of the sticker ones. You know, I used to be only interested in these ones. Like take for example, where are we here? So I get a pair of better examples. The English team, yeah. This is from the World Cup. So the English team, take for example, let me see who should I take for example here. Phil Jones, right? Phil Jones, the English team here. Take for example, I had about, just for example, I had about 19 of them, right? And they're all in the box, you know. Just take for example, because again, sometimes you always will get the same. That's the thing, it's kind of like gambling. You never kind of knew what you get and stuff like that. So, it's a good few boxes, but I can't show you all of them tonight. I hope you understand. I showed them one time before if you look up Match Attacks. I just put them on individually because they are very heavy to carry. I don't want to drop them all. Some of them were hard to get. Yeah, a lot of them were hard to get. Like, there was always one or two that I never could get, regardless of what. Because again, it was like gambling. You never knew what packet. You know, you buy a packet for €5, right? In the shop. But you never knew what was inside of it. You could have had ones. Like, I remember buying packets. And I bought 3 or 4 packets white. And you would get 3 or 4 packets white if you went to the shop white. And in them 3, I remember one time I bought 3 packets white. And they all were the same. Every one of them I got was all the same. I had them before. And, you know, you wasted nearly €15 on 3 packets, you know. Like, it's a lot of money now. And that's, like, with all these here now, I didn't really swap them. I remember once I bought a card of somebody. But usually the people because we used to have them in school too when I was in primary school. But a lot of them wouldn't spend the money I spent on them, if that makes any sense. They had only a few cards. I had a fuck ton of cards. You know. So generally all the cards that they had, I had. You know, if that makes any sense. So I only take a trader for one in my life. And I paid €10 for it. You know, that's all. I think that was only one. €10, I think it's better one stage. But yeah, it's a lot of cards now. But yeah, include like these probably 4,000 or 5,000 worth of stuff, and then the ones, the 3 boxes in the shed which are full to the break. I probably give or take that's nearly 10,000 probably euro spent on these. Give or take, again that's being conservative. It could be around 7. Well, it's in the thousands. Well up in the thousands. It's well in the thousands. You know, in all of them. Because again, all of them were about €5 each. You know, you didn't really get them for nothing. And say for example, I used to buy 3 a week or so. So that would be €15. So you add that up nearly. You know, it's a good few. It's a good few bob, you know, if you spend €15 a week, you know, and then you add that up for every day of the week. And sometimes we'll buy more than that. I remember one time I bought a big tin too, and the tin was nearly, you know, it was in Dublin at the time. And I bought a big tin. It was a big tin of Match Attack or something like that. And that was nearly €100 for a big tin of Match Attacks. And the vast majority of them I think I had already. But yeah, you know, you added all that up, but it's a good few bob. And then there was special edition ones too you could get that were in special packets basically. And I bought some of them and things like that. They were good, nearly €50 in some of them. But you know, it's a lot of money now if you think about it. And I kind of wouldn't spend that much money now. Also, I want to show you something weird. Ugh. No, not in the street corner. We've done it in school. I give them time. Probably need. I know it'll be fine at the moment. So yeah, I was looking through a bag there. What day was it? It was last Wednesday or so. And I came across 2 coins. There was a few other things, but yeah, I looked through a bag. I got 2 old coins. This is from the Kingdom of Norway. King Howard, 1972. Kingdom of Norway. See the way, but I shouldn't be probably handing them with my bare hand. But yeah, that's the Kingdom of Norway thing now. 72, so I don't know where this came from or who threw it away. But whoever threw it away, there was other things too. There was like old money, like old paper money too in this bag. But it was how, basically it was fucked because it was in the ditch for a good while, and obviously decomposition because obviously it was so old. So that you couldn't make heads or tails. You couldn't make out where it was from, and what was the identity in X, Y, and Z. But yeah, that's a Norwegian one. Then the next one I came across, 1948. So when this, well, not really the same time. This is older than this one. 1 shilling. And the King George VI is on it, the Queen's father. So this is old. Now this is old because this is King George VI before Queen Elizabeth was king, before she was queen. So this is just after the Second World War, because this is 1948, so just after the Second War, a few years after it. So who knows who threw these out? Who knows who drew? Because the paper money now, I wish I could see which was on it, but they were wholly decomposed, so you would never could tell what nationality. But I'm assuming they were old British pounds and old Norwegian kroners. Going by these two coins, because that was the only thing that was legible in it. There was no names or anything in it. It was just that there was a few other bits and bobs like old cases where people were to hold money and stuff like that, but there was nothing to suggest any identity. They were in the ditch. They actually won the ditch in a black bag, and then the coins were in a box, and then there was other like bits of coins, but they were wholly decomposed. But who would throw these out? Because again, they were worth a lot of money, and then the paper money too. This is 1948, just to say. This is in circulation in 1948. King George VI was alive back in this time. So this is just out. So who would throw these out? And then the King of Norway, King Howard of Norway. This is him, 1972. Hello, Miles. I know, but it's insane. But yeah, again, the paper money was, I had to get rid of it because you couldn't make heads or tails. I couldn't see it, and I showed it even to some people at work. And they couldn't tell any of the signs of it because it was wholly decomposed. The way paper money, when it gets wet and it's lying for a long time, it's just wholly decomposed. As soon as I touched them, would just fall into bits in my hand, basically, paper money. But these were the only thing that was salvageable. There might have been other coins lying in the leaves and stuff because there was leaves around them and stuff like that. I didn't check, to be totally honest. But I didn't check. I could check again when I'm out there. But yeah. But see, they cut the hedge along that place, and that's why we could see it. But yeah, no, I thought it was funny now. Yeah, it's old British pound. King George VI's head is on it. So this is from after the Second World War. The Queen's father that's how old it is. Then an old Norwegian coin with King Howard. King Howard is on it, I know. 1970. This is a bit more recent one, this one. But the King George one now is old, 48, just after the Second World War. They put them in the coin. Did that happen when you were alive? No, I was out walking. That was last Wednesday. Was I alive last Wednesday? Can't remember. No, I don't remember. But I didn't mention it at the time when I got them, because I wanted just to see was there anything behind it. Could we get a person behind it? But no, I couldn't get any names or anything. Because again, the only thing was in it was tin boxes. It was the coins and then the paper money. It was a good bit of paper money, but again, they were wholly decomposed. I couldn't tell where they were from. I think one might have been an old Irish punt from back in the 1940s. It looked like it again, but it was wholly decomposed. But it looked like an old Irish punt, one of them, because we could tell by looking at one of them it was an old Irish punt. But again, it was just it was literally falling to bits. I don't think it. We didn't really. We were just told you could keep it. That's really all. There was nothing ready to go on. That burger, no, I don't think so, because it doesn't look like it was supposed to be in the burger. It looks like somebody threw it out because it wasn't there. Like it wasn't recently done. If that makes any sense. It's there a good few years. Because I could tell by looking at it, you could tell by looking at it that it was lying a good few years and it never was seen, basically. So it doesn't. I did report it in. I told my overseer about it. I did. I know. I told my overseer about it. No, I did report it. And I showed it to my people at the walking to. I reported it, and the overseer said to keep it. The overseer said to keep it. Like I wrote up a report on it. I wrote a report and said to them. about what I found. Said there was no names on it, because there wasn't any names. We were looking for names on it, and we couldn't find any names or anything. But it's definitely there. I give or take probably 5 to 15 years looking at it, because it was a good bit. The money now, the paper money particularly, was in the Howard State. Uh, you know, I don't know. It's not finders keepers. If I found the person's name now, obviously he'd be fined for littering and obviously illegal dumping. Uh, but again, the person could be dead. That's what we presumed. That time that the person was dead. That it was like the way when somebody passes away, right? The friends or neighbours or the family could get whatever they own, right? And I think what we came up with and what we thought might be true and sounded feasible, because it has happened before. Because they threw it in the black bag into a ditch and stuff like that. That's counted as illegal dumping. It doesn't matter what's in the bag. It doesn't matter if it's money or if it's house or what, but it's still a littering. It's still counted as littering, because it shouldn't be there. It should be disposed of in a proper manner. So someone says you can't leave the door unlocked. But yeah, that's what we thought. Because one time back years ago, before I joined the council and stuff like that, there was a woman, her grandmother passed away, right? And she was given basically everything, given the house and everything. And everything's the old photos and old things and everything like that. And she threw them out into a ditch. And this is back in the 80s, and back in probably the early 90s. But she threw them in the ditch and stuff like that. And that's how they were able to find it, because the photos. They looked at the photos and they could see who it was, and they found out who they were. But yeah, she just threw them into the ditch. We're giving them all by her grandmother, and she just can't throw everything out. And that happens. But that's how they found them out, because they looked at the photos and they found out, where the photos came from, they asked around basically, and they found out. No, but I honestly think that the people probably whoever was, because again I say it's there 15 years or so. I say there 15 to 10 years. It's probably there 15 years. I think it's there 15 years. But that woman that time, just threw everything that belonged to the grandmother, pictures and stuff like that when she was younger. Shallow grave, no, I don't think we ever did. But see, the regulations now changed a lot. There was one, I don't remember, I don't think you remember this, but there was a young lad that was sawed up basically in Dublin there about 5 years ago or so. Since then, before that, some councilmen wouldn't look into the bags, right? When they picked up the bags, whatever was in ditches and stuff like that. They just kind of lift the bags and just throw whatever's into the bag, and they kind of just get rid of it. Nowadays, the regulation since that day is that you have to check into the bag, you have to look into the bags if they're dumped and stuff like that. Even though I would be doing it anyway, looking for evidence and stuff. But other men of the council would be asked, but they have to check and see if there's any bones and stuff like that. But since that day, that's been the regulations of the council. Of all the local authorities, just to make sure there's no human remains or anything. Does that break any rules? No, but it is just suggested that you should do it. It's not really. If you obviously should check, obviously, to see what's in it first. Yeah, it's on YouTube. I don't know, but it was a very young lad now that was cut into bits, and he was thrown into black bags. But I don't know, it's a good 5 years ago now. I remember when that happened. The country was shocked about it now, because he was only a young lad, he was about 14, 15. And they sawed him up and put bits of him into black bags. You probably find, I think they got 2 people for it. But since then, we were always told to look into the bags, even though I'd be looking through them anyway. But I never came across any bones or anything. Probably was, it was in Dublin anyway, I remember that. I remember seeing it on the news now. But since then, that was always said. So it was something to do with drugs anyway. It was something to do with drugs, but I don't know much else about it. But since then, we were always told to look into the bags, Even though, again, I'd be sorted, because I search through the bags. Usually when I come to the bags, regardless of what's in it, I look through it and see if there's any names or addresses on it. It's the same with the coins. So I looked at the money, I looked at the bag, I looked at everything, looked at the tins, I looked inside the tins. I looked at every bit of it, took photos of everything, recorded it with my body camera. I recorded everything, basically. And it's all on the record that's there. And as I say, it's a report file and everything. Oh, it was in Dundalk. I thought it was somewhere in Dundalk, Loud, in Dublin somewhere. I think it was found in Dublin, maybe. Next time you travel, go live. Well, I probably wouldn't because obviously the thing is, Tony, if that has to go to court, say for example we find out who adopt these stuff, that has to go to court, and I could be jeopardizing that by putting it on the internet. Again, it could go to court. If we found the person now in the morning, we bring them to court. We're going to court, and they'll be paying a €4,000 fine, or give or take €4,000, so because that's a legal document. And obviously, there was another bag there, but I don't know was it related to them. Did you lick the tin? No, I didn't lick the tin, but I looked into the tin and stuff like that. And there was kind of like coins, but there weren't really coins that was in the tin. They were kind of just, I don't know what they were. Yeah, perhaps from found in Dublin, yeah, that's what I was thinking. But yeah, no, but it's a funny find now. It is a funny find now. But it's not like we ever get anybody for it, because it stays lying there half a long time. And that's what we thought, anyway, that somebody passed away some old well, because then this is from the 40s and 50s, these two coins. So the person probably died, and whoever got his possessions or whatever, just fuck bits of it out heavier. Photo on it, no thank you, but no, that's what happened now. It was weird. I didn't say anything about it last week, but I was just waiting to see would we find any more about it, and I said I'd show you tonight. But yeah, probably now as soon as I say something, that we find somebody. But not likely, because I say it's there 15 years, and whoever it is probably maybe long dead, whoever threw that. Because there's nothing we can go on, basically. Because it definitely wasn't recent. It's definitely not in the last 5 to 6 years or 7 years. It's more than that. It's 10 to 15 years, or it could be 20 years. Yeah, it's a lot of violence happening. But no, I thought I'd show you that. I wasn't going to tell you about it, but I said I would tell you because I honestly don't think whoever find the people behind it or whoever adopted that and stuff like that. Because I think it's either dead or moved away or whatever. Yeah. So, but anyway, it's all on file anyway. If it ever needs to be looked into, it's all there. Oh. Get my woodwork. Oh, that's way downstairs. No, I'm not going to get that, I'm afraid, Tony. Not tonight now. But no, I just thought I'd show you that. But anyway, we see what happens with it. But I highly doubt we find anything out about it. Because that's what we said. There was somebody that died, and the relatives or whatever got the stuff, and they threw it out, and that's basically all we think. I don't think they would. No, I don't think it's hard to know, and I don't think they could prove it. But first of all, too, if somebody done that, they'd be in serious trouble for us, because they'd be admitting to litter with, and we obviously would bring them to court, with a €4,000 penalty and stuff like that. So whoever would do it would be a double-edged sword, Oh, I don't know about the young lad. I don't think he did. I think it was mostly. I think his body parts were mostly found in Dublin at the time. But no, since then, my point was that since then the council regulations. A lot of, even to this day, a lot of councilmen just pick up the bags and fuck them in and don't look at them. Even though it's my job to look through them and stuff like that. Because you specifically told us to do that, to find evidence and stuff. Breaking the gap. Cash out is better, but we can hold them. So there's a bit of a woodwork project only. This is my first year woodwork project. Now it's not the best, as you can see here. It's not the best quality. It's not like the last one that was good enough. So yeah, it's like this is my first woodwork project when I was in school. So yeah, it's not the best. Again, I know it's not the best quality, but I was only starting up woodwork and stuff like that. This is my first ever woodwork kind of thing. It's not really much now. It's the basic stuff. See, like, well, we were supposed to do in woodwork, I tell you, but we never got around to it, especially me being a first year and things like that. This was supposed to be a motor on it, the motor. You could put a little motor maybe underneath here, and it would go itself, basically. You put a battery in it, it would go itself, and it spin itself. But I kind of had to improvise. Because, see, I didn't have the time. The rest of them were well better than me at woodwork and stuff like that. So we had to just overcome that and put your wooden spikes. I don't know about it can fold, because obviously the wood, it would probably sour the wood, because this is only wood now, Tony. But yeah. I know, but the rest, that's my first one. I'm not going to get the other one from downstairs, if that makes sense. I might have a picture of it, actually, just to show you. But I'm not going to get it from downstairs, because I have it way up in the cabinet there. And sure, look, I'll have to get it down, and it'd be a lot of hassle, basically. Yeah, I have it here. Yeah, just need it. So there we are. You see, that's it there. Zoom in. Yeah, that's good enough there. So yeah, there you are. There's the woodwork part. But not really, it's metalwork, Tony, sorry. This is metalwork. This is from my leaving cert. I don't know if I can the whole for my metalwork. Yeah, I'll show it again sometime when I have it down. It's just that I have it way up on the top, and I have to get a chair and everything to get it out, and have to put it down, have to bring it up, and have to put it back then and all that. This was in the closet there. It's nice. Yeah, it's a lot better than this thing anyway. But it's still nice anyway. It's still nicer than the first project I done in metalwork and stuff like that. Still good because I did remember the flag is a bit tilted, but I still remember kind of making sure this was all straight. And it is all straight, which is good. The pole is a bit bent, but that's understandable over time. But yeah, that's all kind of all straight, Just making sure. And I'll put that back in case I drop it around it. Well, it's not going to break. It's not like the other thing. Oh, but what do we think of that? Yeah, but I show you again someday. I've totally seen it before, but there's just a picture. I'll show you someday when I have it down. I can show you. Do you want me to show you the flower? I never got painted it, but I will during the summer now. I'll get painted it. And I'll get spray painting or something, because I meant to do it. But you know yourself when you're working on things that you never get time to do anything. But I will now during the summer, because I'm determined to get it done. Because I did say I was going to do it last summer, but you never get around to it. Yes, I'll go. Just give me a second. Yeah, give me 2 seconds and I get it. Look right through them. So it was supposed to be a sunflower, like horseshoe sunflower. It's a heavy fucking yoke too. A bit of copper. I better not do what the Santa Maria show. Jeez, we couldn't do that to the Santa Maria show. But yeah, soon this will be painted. I want to paint it yellow here. Now this yellow, and then obviously green for the thing. So big, yeah, it's a big thing now. It took a long time to get this to be welded and all that. I had to weld it on and all that. It was a lot of work now. Well, I'm facing the wrong way. Yeah, this was a lot of work now. I know the welds and all that are not the best on it. It's only kind of stuck on basically. It's not the best. It's not the best quality of a thing. But yeah, that took a good few months too. Because it was a lot of work now. Might not think about it. There's a lot of welding that needed to be done. Give me 2 seconds, everyone. Just give me a second. Sorry, what's happening? I missed what? I missed them what? You seem to just chatting along with yourself. Got stuck? No, I didn't get stuck. No, nobody's giving out to me. I just got tea. Went down to get myself tea. She's in bed. I don't think she can give out to you when you're in bed. And plus, I'm paying half the money towards the house, so she really can't really give out too much about it. When I'm giving more than half, it's actually 60% I'm paying towards everything. So, you know, not many people can complain. She can't really complain. Oh yeah, my electric bill, I think I meant to say, the electric bill this month was 590 something euros. It was something like nearly 600 euro. So anyway, but I'm paying 400. I'm paying 400 usually when it's about 100. So, you know. Oh, it's just because of Christmas. You know, it's the Christmas bill. So it was 590. Sorry, did I say 500 and 590? Yes. No, I'm paying it. I already said the money off it. I already said the money off. Like I paid 450, and my mother had to pay something like 100. Oh. Yeah, 100, give or take 100, yes. But yeah, it's going to be expensive. Usually it's only around 200 a month. Or give or take 100 to 100 or something, you know. Oh, goodbye, Finn, take care. But yeah, it's okay. I'm not worried about it. I have the money to pay it, so I'm not going to worry about it. But I said it because I was saying about it there. I said about it last month about it, and I said to tell people when I get the next bill. So it's a good few bob, but you look at it's not bad. I've heard of people getting €1,000 bill and stuff like 3,000 or 4,000, but it's not that bad. I actually was thinking it was supposed to be more. I thought it'd be 800, but it is only nearly 600 though. Oh, in the United States, you mean? I don't know. I don't know how much it'd be in the United States, but it was about 590. So I don't know. I don't know how much that'd be in the United States. Probably I don't know. I don't know what it'd be. I could check actually. So that'd be around $636 or so. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. So it'd be around $636. But that's sort of remember that's Christmas now too. So, but it wouldn't be that much now. It's just nearly 600. It's about 590, which is not much. It was basically you could call it 600 because it's only basically 10 years after. So you know. Anyway, I had money saved up for it because I was preparing for a big bill. But it's not as bad. I think one of the neighbours there got a bill for 1,900 or something, nearly 2,000 euros. So I think I'm a lot more pleased than they'd probably be pleased. Because it was nearly 2,000 euros for. No, but I think they had it for 2 months. You know the way you can pay a month and then you can pay 2 months, or you can pay whatever. And they get after that. So, yeah, I think it was 2 months. So they were paying for December, and they're paying for November. So they're paying for 2 months. So yeah, so obviously it would probably be a bit higher. It's $70 per month. No, that's not bad. It depends. No, I don't think mine has ever been on 100 euros. It's always been just above 100 euro, 200. The last time I had to pay a big bill was 400 and something, which was August. August was, I don't know why it was so dear in August. It was 400 euro in August or so. 400 and something euro. I don't know why in August, but the Western months was always about 200. You know, nearly 200 or 100 and something. It was always around the 200 mark. Like the one in November I think was around 190, which was not bad. No, but even before the electricity stuff, it was always used to be around 120, 130. You know, that's usually what it would be. And I don't think it ever was under that, as far as I know. But yeah, it's all gone up now. I think actually, no, back in 2019 or 2018, we got bills and it was about €90 or so. So about 90 to 100. So back then it was a lot more cheap than it is now. Yeah, so back in 2018, before the lockdowns and all that, it was about 90 to €100. Oh no, we do have air conditioning over here, so that's why we do. It doesn't really count the air conditioning. But yeah, it was about 90 to 100 back in 2019, 2018, which was not bad. But again, it's all because the electricity companies put the prices up and everything like that since then, and all the lockdowns and all that. So that's why it's gone up a good bit more. But yeah, here I have something to show you. One thing I need to show you just for 2 seconds. So give me a second. You can look at my hat for a second. Is that fair enough? No, I don't have a top fire. I have a coal fire, but I put coal on the fire. Just give me 2 seconds, everyone. And then I go, because I have to go on and do something else. So give me 2 seconds. I'll show you this thing and then I tip on for tonight. So many fucking cups here too. I should have bought some of the cups then. Are you ready for the big reveal? Are you ready now for the second for the big reveal? Put some light on this. Yeah, and then there was light. So I just did it. Letting you go. We're not like, well, I have to go to and have a few things to do in the house, unfortunately. But I will probably still have a bit longer Friday. It's the flag. Which flag? Which flag? Also, I have so many fucking cups here, it's ridiculous. I've about 4 cups down here. And the tea over there. I have 3, actually I have 4 cups here. So it's over the other side of the room now, I'm putting it. Alright. Right, oh. Now it's going to probably be awkward to get this up now. There we go. I usually put it over there now. Yowdy. What do we take of that? Yeah, here, I just got a one downstairs. I bring these cups downstairs. So I'm just going to run downstairs. It'll give me 5 minutes. Also, it's snowing. It's snowing outside. See what car. Oh no, I just went out with them. Had my tea here, wasn't it? Just doing something inside. Why are you feeling like? I don't know. That's my big explanation. Out there, the enemy. Who's the enemy? What enemy? You know what the fuck would the Finnish sniper now? Sniper monkey. Anyway, here I'm gonna go. I have things to do. Snapping with a young one. Oh no, the Finnish sniper. No, but I should look at it. I don't know. I kind of just bought it for the meme. To be totally honest. I don't know why I bought it for the memes, but anyway. Well, I'll be off my holiday. I'm only joking. But no, here I'm gonna tip on now. We give out more about everything in the next stream. Good luck. Enjoy. Obviously, it's snowing at the moment, so anybody from Ireland, be careful now tomorrow driving and going to work. Because it's going to be a very cold night, and obviously it's snowing. As I said, speaking of, it's snowing in County Cavan. So be careful. Do be careful on the roads, and probably did Tony. They're better than the Irish team now. I know the Irish team couldn't beat eggs, but probably the Finnish team could probably won a lot more than the Irish team. But anyway, take care, buddy. What that's saying, I think even fucking the Faroe Islands could do better than the Irish team.